Story time on how I was pickpocketed in Peru, how it nearly ruined my trip, and 5 tips to avoid it from someone who learned the hard way. Dude, I lost my wallet. Okay, before I get into the actual pickpocketing, I need to give you a little bit of a backstory on how I got myself into this situation. When I first started my South American trip, I started in Colombia, and when I first got there, I was super cognizant of my surroundings and I was very protective of my shit. I traveled to a few places that, despite popular belief, are actually very, very, very safe. Reason, basically, to my understanding, is certain areas are really protected by like the mafia or the cartels, and the reason is because they're very protective of their economy due to tourism. People that mess with the tourist get punished. So basically, I spent 3 weeks in Palomino. So I kind of came from a place that was super safe and I let my guard down. So when I arrived in Cuzco, I kind of was in this like false reality that it wasn't that dangerous. I found myself walking through, I believe it's San Pedro Market. When we exited the market, I went to go buy a bottle of water, looked down, oh shit, my wallet's not in here. So I immediately am in panic. There was police officers also everywhere, so I tried talking to them and they basically told me that I need to go to like the tourist police and make a police report. Canceled all of my cards, made the police report, and then I was like, well, what the hell am I gonna do? Essentially, I was able to get in contact with my bank. They were able to send me a new credit card, but they weren't able to send me a bank card. Most of these South American countries, they do not take credit card. In a lot of places, they only take cash, and I was not able to get cash out. It wasn't until after I left South America that I realized that there was a way easier solution. So there's actually an app you can download called Moretta Pay. It connects directly to your bank account and lets you transfer money over, and then you scan the QR codes just like the locals do. That would have been a lifesaver. Luckily, I was able to manage, but here is a list of tips that you can do to prevent pickpocketing happening to you. Number 1, crossbody bag. It's a non-negotiable. Do not walk around with a tote bag or a purse. Number 2, if you have to walk around with a book bag, make sure you get one of these bendy locks that you can lock your bag up with. Number 3, this is where I messed up, and the biggest rookie mistake of all time is make sure you keep your cards separated if you can. If you have a locker at your hostel, make sure that you're keeping a card in there, and then if a necessity, keep it on you. But that's leading into point number 4. Definitely get Moretta Pay so you don't even have to deal with any of that. And tip number 5, it may seem super obvious, but just be aware of your surroundings. Honestly, you never think it's gonna happen to you, and then it does, and it can just ruin your whole trip. If you found any of these tips helpful, you can save this video for later and follow along for more.